नैष्टिके नाम संकीर्तनं जस्य सर्वपाप प्रणाशनं प्रणाम दुःख समनं तं नमामि श्रीहरि परम। श्रीमद् भागवतम 10 point राधा माधव प्रभु श्लोक नंबर हरे कृष्ण राधा माधव प्रभु श्लोक नंबर 10, 10, 14. Let me share my screen. My voice is fully audible. Okay. Screen is visible. आवाज बढ़ानी है, ठीक है, चेक करता हूँ। साउंड इनपुट, ओके, इनपुट थोड़ा कम है। ओके, बढ़ा दिया अभी। यथा कंटक विधंगो, यथा कंटक विधंगो जंतुर्नेच्छति तं व्यथं, जंतुर्नेच्छति तं व्यथं जीव सम्यं गतो लिंगैर, जीव साम्यं गतो लिंगैर न तथाविध कंटकः, न तथाविध कंटकः यथा कंटक विधांगो जंतुर्नेच्छति तां व्यथं जीव साम्यं गतो लिंगैर न तथाविध कंटकः। Synonyms: यथा, just as, kantaka vidha angah, a person whose body has been pinpricked, jantoho, of such an animal, na, not, ichhati, desires, tam, a particular, vyatham, pain, jiva samyam gataha, when he understands that the position is the same for everyone, lingahi, by possessing a particular type of body. No, not tatha, so, abidha, kantakaha, a person who has not been pinpricked. Translation: by seeing their faces on one whose body has been pinpricked by pins, can understand the pain of others who are pinpricked. Realizing that this pain is the same for everyone, he does not want others to suffer in this way. But one who has never been pinpricked by pins cannot understand this pain. 1 minute. Purport: by there is a saying, the happiness of wealth is enjoyable by a person who has tasted the distress of poverty. There is also another common saying, बंध्या की बुझीवे प्रसव वेदना. A woman who has not given birth to a child cannot understand the pain of childbirth. Unless one comes to the platform of actual experience, one cannot realize what is pain and what is happiness in this material world. The laws of nature act accordingly. If one has killed an animal, one must himself be killed by that same animal. This is called mamsa. Mam means me and sa means he. As I am eating an animal, that animal will have the opportunity to eat me. In every state, therefore, it is ordinarily the custom that if a person commits murder, he is hanged. Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Swarupa Damodar Swami Niti Namine Namah Sadbhakta Manaya Manipura Udhavaya Cha Prabhu Padala Sadvani Prachara Nirdayate Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare जय गुरु महेश्वर श्रीपाद की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. So the purpose of human form of life is to understand God, get spiritual happiness. So this purpose is always there to become happy, whether spiritual or material. A pure at pure platform, living entity seek for spiritual happiness. At impure platform, it seeks material happiness. When we search for material happiness, then we enjoy the happiness proud, being proud of this body, the achievements of the body. Sometimes we get proud of being beautiful, handsome. Sometimes we are proud of being strong, stout body, healthy body. Sometimes we become happy being a president, minister, or even in Swarga like a demigod. See, this happiness is coming through the false achievements. We claim to be owner of some people. Sometimes this enjoyment for proudness reaches the highest, like Ravana, Kansa. They want to become Prabhu of everyone, God, Supreme Personality of Godhead. They want to become Bhagavan. But the fact is that they are with this cruel, perishable body. So, no matter how proud they are with these positions, the time is so cruel to take away the things, no matter how ever strong are they. All such protections, your army, your ministers, everything will fail to protect the possessions which you are claiming to be yours and so puffed up with that. enjoying material, proud, being conditioned to the influence of matter nature. And it has become so habituated that we are not seeing beyond this. Even after Swataha Parotova Mitho Abhipetyo Kruha Vratanam, those so engrossed in this worldly or a life that is started with home, children, wife, called a Gruha Vratanam. To maintain a good house, good family, and keeping sufficient deposits, there is no limit of sufficient because of comparative competition mentality. There is no limit to such competitions. So there are richest people among the world, still they are competing among themselves. Like 100 richest list comes, so they compete among themselves. So nowadays, they're planning to move to moon planet. So there is no end of such competence and such competitive way of happiness is only comes that when one gains something more than the other, or when some other person loses something, then person become happy. Happiness due to master cheta, enviousness. So how such conditioned person can really be happy? So by the arrangement of time, he has to suffer the unlimited pain he has given to others, just like enjoying the flesh of poor living entities. The word say mamsa. I am eating them now, and he has all the rights to eat me later. That is the word mamsa means. ନିଜ ସୁଖ ଲାଗି ପାପେ ନାହିଁ ଡରି ଦୟାହୀନ ସ୍ୱାର୍ଥପର ପରେରେ ଉଦ୍ବେଗ ଦିଆଛି ଯେ ଗତ ଦିଆଛି ଜିଭେରେ କ୍ଲେଶ. This mentality of enjoying happiness by competitions, being honored, or being putting pain on others, even by killing others and eating their flesh. Not obeying the principles of following the quota. Tena tekteina bhunjita. Isavasya jat kinchit jagatya jagat. This whole world belongs to Krishna, and he has distributed Sruhudam Sarvabhutanam equally. Equal means as per the quota needed. But when one go beyond his quota, snatches others' quota to claim his mastership over others, he fall into the trap of cruel death or the time, which will snatch everything from him gradually. So such body which appear to be the source of happiness, as one person goes in the trap of jara and vyadhi, pinpricked by such pain, all that he instigated to get happiness from false ego or proudness or enviousness. Sometimes this person can be rich, sometimes can be poor. Kabhu Raja, Kabhu Vipra. But whether being king or being a poor person, if he is interested in the true happiness, his dependence should be on Krishna. Otherwise, Maya has the arrangement to punish this living entity. Krishna भली ସେଇ ଜୀବ ଅନାଦି ବହିର୍ମୁଖ ଅତଏବ ମାୟା ତାର ଦେହ ସଂସାରେର ଦୁଃଖ. His forgetfulness to Krishna deprive him the association of Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, the source of eternal pleasure, everlasting pleasure, or unending pleasure. The happiness which is Sat and Chit. Ananda is the happiness. Sat means which is eternal. Chit means which is coming from Vidya. Surprising is that a person never searches happiness from Vidya. The happiness that should come from Vidya, even though very tasteful, even though at this conditional state, if you do Sankirtan, you can realize the glimpse of pleasure of Sankirtan, which is wonderful and beyond the experiences of material enjoyment. Yet, the unfortunate living entity cannot convert that into habit. For that reason, he is not able to sustain himself into the culture of regulated devotional practice or the true habit, good habit. If a person really interested for happiness, what should he do? The primary most important thing is that he should culture regulated devotional service or habit. How someone can do such good habit or regulated devotional service? Let us discuss that with some presentations. I'm going to share a presentation. Are you able to see the presentation? It gone down. Okay, one checking. How it is automatically going down? Is now it should be better. Okay, are you able to see my screen now? Why good habit matters, both rationally as well as from rational means bottom up approach, analyzing things. लोकेस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पूरा प्रोक्ता मयनघ ज्ञान योगेन साङ्ख्यनं कर्म योगेन योगिनाम. So you have two paths to synthesize or to utilize both bottom up and top down approach together. What is bottom up? By systematically analyzing, by gaining the knowledge of the absolute and the knowledge of the transient world, its interactions, the interactions between Purusha, Prakriti, Bhagavan or Ishvara, Kala, and Karma is to be understood systematically through the process of bottom up knowledge. And what is top down knowledge? The same is elaborately explained in top down knowledge system when we understand the revealed knowledge from the scriptures by the help of a transcendental spiritual teacher or spiritual master. then we understand the divine. So first understanding the divine with but top down knowledge and analyzing that with bottom up practice. Such regulated practice of applying both analytical knowledge or Sankhya as well as Bhakti Yoga or Karma Yoga, the regulated practices. Altogether, let's say the word a good habit will gradually lead to a character which is called Charitra or Vairagya in your Charitra. So, we will try to cover this point. How the good habit or regular practice of devotion service or analytical study can gradual lead to Vairagya in your Charitra. Abhyasa and Vairagya are two essential character two essential tools to bring you into the character of a true saint. In the character, there should be detachment. Saknoti ihaiva jahasodum prak sarira vimokshanath. In Bhagavad Gita, it is explained that that person who is able to tolerate all these urges of the senses before giving up this body, sa mukti padadaya bhag, he is qualified to enter into the liberation or planet of spiritual planet of liberations. If we have attachment to any of the bodily enjoyment, then we have to undergo repeated cycle of birth and death to fulfill those desires which is remaining within us. Jam jam bhap smaran tejati anta kalevaram sa sada tad bhava bhavita. That is consciousness. Bhava means here is the consciousness. At the end, what is that you are looking after or hankering after? So death is like the result of your life's activities. At the death, it will be known that what all activities you have done and what is the outcome of those activities. At end, what you desire? Are you desiring to get liberated from this material world? Are you desiring the association of Krishna? Are you desiring to enter into the Swargalaka? Or are you desiring to enjoy like animals? You may be interested to enjoy material happiness such as lust like monkey, or you may be interested to eat flesh like wild animals, or you may be idle to sleep enough like whales. All these consciousness will lead to that particular type of life, that is a devolution of consciousness. And when your good practices form the nice character, and that character gives rise to the remembrance of supreme personality of Godhead at the time of giving up this body, then your consciousness is evolved, and at the final transformations of consciousness into the purest divine platform will be enter into the spiritual kingdom. So habit, regulated habit, whether it is getting up early and eating healthy food, brushing, doing exercises, cleaning the room, all that matters, all that contributes to your growth, to the development of the character, and to the development of detachment, making ourselves free from such attachments that leads to a character of false ego, enviousness, or tamoguna. So actually, when we practices more than something 14 days or 21 days, then our reward circuit get created, and that reward circuit make us continue on those habits. So habit is essential. It can be a good habit, it can be a bad habit, but psychological insights you can gain by continuously engaged in one of the activities at least more than 2 weeks. So virtues need to be developed. What is virtue? Virtue is that the moral excellences by a repeated practice of pious activities or virtuous activities. Values can be anything where you are good at. Values can be there for a terrorist as well. He can be good at many things, but virtuous is that which is beneficial to not only yourself but also to others. So value is that what is beneficial to his life's activities, but virtuous is that which is not only beneficial to yourself but also to the whole world. That comes through moral excellences. By repeatedly practicing the moral excellences by the help of scriptures, habit guide us to balance between these. So there will be a pull between two kind of options left with you. One option is to enjoy the pleasure of lost anger, greed. Other option is to pleasure the happiness of transcendence. Which one will you choose? That matters your good practices or regulated devotional service which form as habit. Prahlad Maharaj, here this picture you can see this habit is getting developed in the Daitya Bandhus, the friends of Prahlad Maharaj. Even though they are all Daityas and they are trained to become Daitya by their family members, but by the association of Prahlad Maharaj, they all developed such good habits. So we must experience the pleasure of virtues, the moral growth. We have the choices to experience the pleasure of enviousness, proud, arrogance, and sometimes we also have the facilities extended by Sadhu, Guru, Shastra, and Paramatma to experience the pleasure of virtues. So, these virtues, if cultivated with an excellent devotee, with a spiritual master, he can help us experiencing the pleasure from morality. This way, when we develop our practice, a regulated devotional service, with the help of a first class teacher, moral exemplars, who can reveals the signs of inner self to us, who can experience the science of knowledge and practice together. So habit such as like being humble, truthful, simple, simple living, high thinking, certain very common habits. You may say there are lots of good things. How we can guide ourselves to all such things? It's very difficult. But seeing a good person's good behavior and being influenced by such good person and good behavior makes it easy. You can take the example. Sometimes when suppose you are playing cricket, your friend suggests you good tips. You don't um, so easily get success in that tips. But if the same tips comes from Sachin Tendulkar to you, then it will work immediately. So it is the character of the teacher which influences the students. It is the heaviness of the spiritual master because of his practical experienced knowledge that creates the impact. One thing is that you must consider the other person heavily, gurutva, with highest importance. The spiritual master, the learnings from the spiritual teachers must be accepted with heaviness, with utmost importance. That is called heaviness, gurutva. Then it will work. Because Krishna Shakti bina tara nahe pravartan. This progress in spiritual life needs the energy from Krishna consciousness. And how it will happen? It can transform through a devotee. वैष्णव देहते থাকে শ্রীকৃষ্ণের শক্তি সেই শক্তি বড়ে হয় अन्य कृष्ण भक्ति বৈষ্ণব দেহেতে থাকে শ্রীকৃষ্ণের শক্তি সেই শক্তি বড়ে হয় अन्य कृष्ण भक्ति Vaishnava bears the energy of Lord Krishna, and with that energy, one can get transformed into devotional life. So, the role of teacher or the spiritual masters is essential in encouraging the devotees through the practice of good characters, compassion, simplicity, humility, all good characters such as truthfulness, punctuality, practice of regulated devotional services, etc., are essential. And same time, students must give the highest importance to the teachers. There can be very good teachers, but yet there can be student like Arjuna as well as Duryodhana. So, student like Arjuna is able to catch the imparted knowledge by the spiritual power, Krishna Shakti. Krishna Shakti cannot be grabbed with crooked mentalities, but with an humble heart, with simplicity, surrenderness. Do you have enough time? Okay, it is the time. We will discuss some other day. So finally, charitra or character should enter into your abhyasa and vairagya. Vairagya should enter into your character. Your abhyasa is to be practiced regularly through your day-to-day activities. Inclusion of a regulated devotional service in your day-to-day activities. If you are evolving, that will make you simple to make. The goal of life is to attain Krishna, nothing else. and you make yourself free from all the complexities of life. That is the biggest problem. We are struggled with many attachments, complexities, skepticism. So we'll free from that and become a humble soul, admiring the work of God. Like Einstein, he had worked hard to understand the science, given many theories. At the end, he could understand that work of God in everything. So the intellectual humility develops after in-depth practice in bottom-up knowledge. Bottom-up approach gives a long time. If one enter into the depth, then he can find the intellectual humility. All the top scientists, you can see at the end, develop the humility and understand the work of God. When we see the limitations in science, when you see the marvelous work of nature, then you understand the intelligent design of Krishna through intellectual humility. So this level of Brahma Jigyasa get developed. You can see this is a bottom-up process which I have mentioned here. Intellectual humility gives curiosity, and that gives vision. And top-down knowledge will be you get vision from Krishna with the help of spiritual master. Then gradually curiosity, humility, skepticism, simplicity, and your work all reflect. You become a scientist. Hare Krishna. Any questions?